Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction bingo for One Piece chapters 1146 and 1147. I couldn't read 1146 alone last week. I didn't have time to read it, so I was like, I'll just wait until the next chapter comes out, do two at once. Occasionally I have to do that, so I waited, and I am on this one basically as soon as the scans drop. The scans came out 24 minutes ago, so I am really on it for as soon as 1147 comes out. But yeah, I'm excited to continue. I've been really thinking a lot about One Piece, really hype about One Piece recently because of the new anime stuff coming back. I did a reaction video to the opening and ending. Hopefully you'll be able to see that if you're seeing this. It's been over a week since I recorded, but I haven't had time to edit it, get it posted or anything, but I'm gonna try to do that before I edit and post this for patrons and members. So I have the opening and ending reaction. Those were incredible, and I've just been really hyped for One Piece, so that's going to be on the channel too. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So let's see what's going to happen with my bingo card. If you want to play along, I always leave a link to generate your own bingo card down in the comments and description. Also, if you want to get these videos early, I post them as soon as I get to record for patrons and channel members, and then once the official translation comes out, I make them public for everybody. So if you want to become a patron or channel member, then you'll get these videos basically whenever I record them. So yeah, either way, with that aside, let's see what's going to be on my bingo card. Hopefully we get some good stuff, like not just about the bingo, but the chapters themselves. Hopefully, since I have two chapters, I will have, plenty to talk about. Hopefully we'll get some really good stuff. At least, the arc's been great. But I really, there are some certain things like the Loki stuff that I really want more info on. So I ended up with Food Smoker. That's a not great one. Wano Piece. Sure, we'll get that between two chapters. Nika mentioned Heart Pirates, Marine, Muma, Seraphim, Named Attack, Zoan Transformation, Yonko, New Name Devil Fruits, Free Space, which we can click. Joy Boy mentioned Straw Hat Grand Fleet Representative, New Named Character, Bounty Reveal, Flashback Silhouetted Character, Carrot Andor Zunisha, Blood Sweater Tears, Devil Fruit Awakening, Cross Guild, any Straw member, or Kid Pirates. So I've got some easy spaces, of course. The question is just, are there enough of them without something to ruin it? Like this middle row, maybe we'll get Joy Boy mentioned, but like a couple of these bounty reveals, not too likely. Kid Pirates, very unlikely. Smoker, I don't know what Oda's doing with so many of these subplots, but either way, with that all aside, just double checking, making sure everything looks alright, let's get to reading. Also this time around, I couldn't get the usual scans to work last week and still not working this week, so I am still reading TCB, just doing it with a different reader, the reader that they sort of post things on. So with that aside, let's start with 1146, A Stir in the Silence. And we have Yamato and Ulti here. Page 1's there, so is the Carpenter and Otama. Then Onichild Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 31. We are on a lot of these. We owe you our lives. Please let us serve you. So we are having Page 1 and Ulti join Yamato then, which I think is really nice. Who the heck is that? An enemy encounter. It must be the intruder. Intruder? The human intruders. The ones who totally outclassed the castle guards. What's your deal? You're behind the kidnappings, aren't you? Did you just say human? Says, Oh, says Gunko. We are gods. So that's confirming then, because I think a lot of people were wondering, since Gunko didn't get a family name, is Gunko actually a celestial dragon? But if Gunko is saying that they're gods, my personal theory, I know a lot of people have said they think that Gunko is a part of Imu. I think that Gunko's name, when we find out her full name, is going to be Nerona. She's part of Imu's lineage, whether a direct descendant of Imu themselves or sort of their own sort of just like a descendant of a brother or sister, sort of like how the Nefertari family works. So I'm thinking Nerona Gunko, similar to Nerona Imu. I just think that we've been hiding Gunko's family name. We're gods. Gods? You sound like Enel or one of those celestial dragons. Why would a god go after the children of Elbaf? So Enel straight up being name dropped at this point. Yeah, they're my friends. Where are you taking them? Let them go. A child like you should know when to hold their tongue. Even for us, a clean abduction isn't feasible given the sheer size of our quarry. And we have the cloud slamming down behind Ripley and Frankie. Oh, when we see Frankie shot it out of the sky. And we have the cheering Bonnie and Lilith with them. Our only option to ensure passage to the Holy Land was to have them walk themselves over here. The Holy Land? You mean Mariwa? Your celestial dragons. No way, they're the worst. She's nothing like the ones I was picturing, though. I'm afraid this one likely holds an even higher rank. A god's knight, says Brooke. Indeed. Don't tell me you're gonna force those kids into slavery. Yeah, what the heck is this arrow thing? And it's moving toward Usopp. We won't let you. Zeus, you called Nami? Why, go away, it won't stop chasing me. Thunder Shark Tempo. And she creates a Thunder Shark out of Zeus. But it gets redirected by Gunko's arrow. The world was meant to simply vanish one day. That's how it was supposed to go. Run, Nami. Kia, I'm sorry. Okay. And Nami gets zapped. It just fully gets controlled by the arrow's direction. Nami. It was me. She actually swapped out for Brooke. It was you? Oh, thank you. However, some among the humans realized what lay in store, and they made sure the entire world would know. And we see Clover, Olvia, and Vegapunk, Stella. And it looks like Usopp takes a shot. And we have the Skull Grass. Oh, the Skull Bomb Grass. I thought she was again just going to use the arrow to redirect it. Take that. We're not afraid of the celestial dragons, you bastards. Yeah, that was overkill, Usopp, and the top half of her body's blown off. It completely blew away her top half? I'm so sorry. Okay, so... What? She's regenerating. I felt bad for her, but this is creepy. This is... So can the God Knights regenerate like the Gorosei? And if so, that means it's not the Gorosei's powers that make them regenerate. It's whatever the Mark and the Abyss is. Like, maybe, I guess, all of the God's Knights and Gorosei get the Mark powers from Imu, and that lets them travel through the Abyss and use this regen. I must say, it is rather unnerving to see the dead rise, as Brooke. Once it starts, it cannot be undone. No one can stop it, and she rides an arrow toward Usopp. I knew it. The arrow must point to her target. Leave it to me, Usopp, and Jinbei gets in the way. An attack that telegraphs itself. How absurd. The countdown has started, and we have the Nidhogg, I think it is, coming in. The world is already entangled, and the opening salvo of the coming Great War. And we've got Dory and Brogy's crew fighting against the nightmare creatures. It's said the giant's allegiance will greatly shape how the conflict unfolds this time. And we have the stuffed full of food Loki. Is he going to pull a Luffy then and just stuff himself full of food and then heal up? A worldwide war. That's never going to happen. So, this plot was to take the kids as hostage, to put Elbaf under your thumb. That's beyond cowardly. I'm merely carrying out the mission. It may well turn out to be a fruitless endeavor. I don't particularly understand the concept of hostages. The lives of a few children are as worthless as trash to me. What's wrong with you? You fiend! And Cologne pulls out a sword. And then he gets wrapped up with one of the arrows, and it draws him up into the air like what happened with the wolf before. Cologne, 5,000 brick, Gavote. And it looks like the arrows are going to redirect both Jinbei and Brooke. Yeah, and they redirect them toward each other, Brooke stabbing into Jinbei and Jinbei knocking Brooke's skull off. Aloe Faded Arrow. And then Another arrow leads into Nami and sends her flying with a kick. Then we have another shot from Usopp. Damn you! But she's able to move herself in with the arrow to knee him in the face. Well, are you ready, Killingham? To tell the truth, Elbaf's communication network is limited. It's a shame, but at least they have one of these at important points in each village. Ah, Principal Kiba. Okay, so we're about to cut to something else. Before we see what else is happening, though, I have been drawn in because we've basically been in one big action sequence basically this whole time. So I've been drawn in. I don't think Nika's specifically been mentioned yet, but we did get Wano Piece. We may have also gotten food when we saw the giants before. I don't 100% remember. I'll have to look back. But we did see the Mumas. Then no Seraphim, of course. Named Attack, we've gotten those from Brook, Jinbei, Nami, and the Faded Arrow from Gunko. Zoan Transformation, I don't think we've seen. Again, not really remembering. I don't think Luffy was in that panel with Loki unless he was really small and I missed it. But we'll get Luffy at some point, so I'll mark it off later whenever we see it. I don't believe Joy Boy was mentioned yet either. And again, I don't remember if we saw Hybridine in that panel or not. Maybe. Then flashback. Did we have a flashback? I have not been paying enough attention. Silhouetted character, like, to details like this. Blood, Sweat, or Tears we did get, though. Awakening, I don't think we can say that we've seen Awakening yet this chapter. And then any Straw Hat member for sure. So yeah, I just did not get a good section of, like, things. I feel like even if we get a couple of these, it's not really even going to matter with my board. But either way, let's continue the chapter. It's a shame, but at least they have one of these. Okay, I read that before. We're going to Killingham. Oh my, those are quite sharp. And we have Kiba being taken out. Principal, I can't move. Anjay's down too. That's because I use sleep paralysis on you. Okay, so not just dreams, like, it seems like to cover the whole idea of sleep. Maybe it should have just been like a sleep fruit, but like pulling things out of dreams, making people dream, making people fall asleep. It's like all of these, and sleep paralysis to paralyze people. Like, it's a bunch of different sleep related abilities. So this big old thing is a telediction snail. Never heard of it. Summers, try talking through it. You should be able to transmit nationwide. Got it. But I'm gonna need a sec, Killingham. This one should go down soon. He's a former vice admiral. We have Saul all bloodied up. I thought you died on Ohara. Robin Chopper, don't move. Stay hidden in my hair, he whispers. The children. I'm begging you, take care of them. Come on. It's time for your final charge. You hear that? Gee ha 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 ha. And we have Saul going down. A school? A library. You should have cut the peaceful crap. You're meant to be warriors. There was a time when your people's might shook the world. You were supposed to be our mercenaries, right, Harald? And then we see the shot of Harald. King Harald, that bastard. He really messed everything up. What could the noble king have done? I think it's that... But Harald was the one who wanted peace. So I don't think it's as simple as a lot of people are theorizing he was actually evil working with the world government. I think if anything, I think a lot of people were starting to think that Loki did kill Harald and that Harald was actually working with the world government and that's why. But after this reveal, I'm thinking something new. Maybe the world government had done something, they had some sort of leverage that they wanted to use the giants as mercenaries, and Harald messed it up by wanting to change Elbaf and wanting to stop them from being warriors and find a new way to peace. And then maybe once that happened, the world government maybe warped themselves in through the throne room warp gate, They killed Harald, potentially. Everyone in there died except for Loki and Ja Rule. And then maybe Loki was just blamed for it in the aftermath because of something. So I'm actually thinking Harald was still probably a good guy. At first I was thinking he was sketchy. I was going along with everybody's theories. I was thinking, oh yeah, he was probably sketchy, probably working with the world government. But now I think he genuinely probably was a good guy in this somehow. But that's where we end here. Okay. Really good stuff. Sorry, just glancing through this recruiting thing they have. Alright. Either way. Okay. Either way, let's read the next one. First though, I'm going to glance through, double check if I missed anything in particular we have here, like any food or silhouetted characters. Do we have any of those? I just want to say though, as I'm scrolling through and glancing at all of this stuff, the art is maintaining a really incredible level in Elbath, and I love the villains. I love the God's Knight so far. Like, Kiringam is really cool. Summers is awesome. Summers has been a really, really, really cool villain character. And Gunko is great too. We get more mysteries here with Gunko, which I think is really good. The fight was really good with the Straw Hats that are here. It was a really great way to show off Gunko's powers. The Straw Hats get to do a bit, but it stays, like, somewhat simple. And okay, in this one panel, we do have Hyradine and we have Luffy with Loki all, like, blown up as well. So the two of them will probably heal. Like I said, one theory that I've liked with Loki is that maybe he has the Gomu Gomu no Mi and thinks he has the Nika Devil Fruit, but doesn't actually. So more parallels with Luffy would be pretty funny. And do we actually... I don't think we see any food in that panel. So food is the one thing we might not actually end up with here. Also, another really cool thing this chapter, like you're getting kind of a review out of me here. Maybe I should do this more. One thing that's cool that I didn't even mention was Gunko's regeneration. And like I said before, I guess maybe the regeneration is something that all the God's Knights can do potentially because of the mark or whatever to do with Emu. Like just like the Gorosei can travel through the abyss and regenerate, the God's Knights can not just travel through the abyss but also regenerate. And we do have some flashbacks here when Gunko's talking about characters that, you know, tried to get the word out to others. I love seeing, like, Frankie's group. That was a nice touch. So yeah, all of that, very good stuff. I think Silhouette's really the only thing that I thought maybe that we don't have. We don't have food either. But really quick before I go to the next one, we did have a few of these. We have Zoan Transformation because of Kiringam. We have Yonko because of Luffy. I don't think we had a new name Devil Fruit. We have Hyradine as a Grand Fleet representative. No new named characters. I'm pretty sure we already knew all the named characters that were here. We do have flashbacks, and we do have a Devil Fruit Awakening because of Kiringam, which again, with the, you know, scarf of smoke, that's pretty much always been Devil Fruit Awakening, so we can assume that that's a Devil Fruit Awakening. So really, I filled in a lot. I just have a really bad setup. I don't really think there's a good chance of me getting, like, any of these. Because Cross Guild and Seraphim's difficult if we're looking this way. Harp Pirates is going to be a super difficult one. Same with Kid Pirates, though I think Kid Pirates are more likely than Harp Pirates. Neither are super duper likely. If anything, new name Devil Fruit and Joy Boy mentioned. I don't know who would have the new name Devil Fruit coming out of nowhere right now, but it might be something. Carrot Indoor Zunisha is likely not happening. Even if food does, I doubt we're getting a Bounty Revealer Kid Pirate, so it's like very Very, very tough board I got this time around. But either way, I'm going to read 1147. This one we get a jump cover with all of the characters here playing video games, it looks like. Cute. And again, I've been so out of the loop on what's in Jump that I don't even know a good chunk of the characters. Like, of course, we've got Sakamoto and Luffy and all. And we got Nico from Witch Watch. Got the Kagurabachi guy. But other than that, I don't recognize most of them. I guess that's Roboco in the chibi sort of thing over to the right. But yeah, and yeah, and Chinatsu, right, from Blue Box, right in the middle. And it's wild to me that Blue Box is going on 200 chapters. As somebody who read like the first like 40-some, 50-some chapters, how on earth did what do they do? What's still going on in that manga for it to make it to near 200? But either way, continuing to the actual chapter, in addition to that, we still get a cover story. Chapter 1147, The Things We Find Scary. Now we have Onichild Yamato in the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 32. Raizo, the daimyo of Udon, expresses his gratitude. We got food. We have food being shared. Who's mask taken off in the background. Okay, moving forward. We get Robin Chopper Hyde. I've seen him before, he's a God's Knight. Huh? They're immortal. We can't beat them. So, the God's Knights are seemingly immortal, but also, where would Saul have seen him before? That in itself is an interesting thing to note. They're immortal, we can't beat them. Or I guess maybe people at like Vice Admiral to Admiral level just know of the God's Knights and Gorosei and stuff. Then, for the children's sake, you gotta stay hidden and wait for the right moment. The survivor of Ohara. Well, I guess there were two of you, huh? The Marine sure dropped the ball there. I love the way his weapon looks, too. It's sick. And the thorns. It's so cool. Gunko, you done rounding up the straw hats? Are we bringing them back with us? Summers, you dolt. Oh, and she's actually captured all of them. Summers, you dolt. You know we aren't here to provoke Straw Hat Luffy, right? And we have Kiddingum. We're to carry out our mission and go back home. How dare they do that to Saul? And they took Cologne, too? How could you let this happen, Jinbei? I thought we'd be good with you here, says Nami. Quit making a racket. I'm trying to think. I wonder, how do we handle this ability? That lady is scary. I thought I was a goner. That woman. No, it couldn't be. Brooke, again, always says this suspicious stuff, and I feel like we never really get the answers. Wah! Yeah, she's back. The zombie lady. And she's specifically attacking Brooke. Brooke, you there. Huh? Your life. Oh, right, I forgot too. She likes Brooke's music. Your life will be devoted to making music for me. You belong to me. Huh? What the? She knows Brooke's music? No way. She's a Celestial Dragon and a Soul King fan? That's one hell of a groupie. Hey, Gunko, cut that out. I'm not in the mood to pick a fight with an emperor here either, says Summers. Let's finish the job. My sincerest apologies, young lady. My Captain Straw Hat Luffy gave me a second lease on life. Since then, my loyalty has been to him alone. And if refusal means forfeiting your life, I would sooner embrace death than live without honor. Brooke! She kicks him away. Ugh. Brooke. We good, Kiddingum? Yeah, go ahead. Ahem. Can you hear me? Warriors of Elbaf. Who's that? A transmission? I'll bet, by now you're feeling the pressure from all these abnormalities. This is our handiwork. I'm the Dagger of the Holy Land Meriwa, Summer of the God's Knights. Artisan Village, Southeast Region, Realm of the Sun. Meriwa, so they're with the world government? What do they want? Chief, this is broadcasting all over Elbaf. At the moment, they're exposing themselves. Hunter Village, Northwest Region. Are the kids okay? You're probably already aware, but we're currently in the middle of kidnapping 10 children from this country. And then that is cool. He's like riding on a serpent of thorns. Oh yeah, and we've already taken down a certain orange-bearded guy who was trying his darndest to free them. Something happened to Mr. Saul? We have Anj reacting. In short, you naively assumed those brats would be kept safe, but they're still storming toward our goal, Saul. It's showtime. Too bad we don't have a video feed. Do you remember the names of all the kids we had march out of here? Of course. Alright, then you'll inform the parents. It's about time for the children to wake up from their dreams. Hey, what are we doing walking out here? Where are we going? Dunno, but I bet it's far away. Nah, this is branch 18, the way back home. Yeah, but our bodies are still moving on their own, aren't they? So we're not going home? But I wanna. I want my mommy. I want my daddy. You can't see them. We've been kidnapped. And we have Cologne with them now in the front. What? Calm down. I'm here. I'm not like you weaklings. I'm a warrior. Yeah, it's a monster and a ghost. Cologne, help. Yeah, and we have his scared reaction too. Saul seems to have been taken out. Turn back. We're gonna rescue the kids. Chiefs, about that. The ship has sprung a leak and we've got broken oars. Damn it, what's this creature supposed to be? Not sure, some kind of beastly woman. Looks kind of like my missus, says one of them. You're in for a beating. The one over there looks like my wife. Huh? Hang on. Aren't these things just the kid's fears coming to life? Say, Bent's your kid, right? Yeah? So if what Bent finds scary is his mom, then that means they're mothers, and we have a bunch of them. It's not just one. Wow, anyone would be scared by that, even us, and they're giant even compared to the giants. Yeah, we can't do this. Our spirits aren't strong enough. Yeah. Dory and Frogi and Omoy and Kashi and all of their crew just terrified. I'm sorry for always going out drinking, Mom. Ma, I shouldn't have forgotten to take out the trash. Forgive me for eating the honey cake meant for our guests. Chiefs, this is bad. The island clouds have drifted away. We're going down. And the ship crashes. Gee ha ha ha. The ship of the mighty giant warrior pirates just crashed. Some strong dream demons got 'em. The odds seem to only get worse for those brats. Let's keep this brief. I'm now addressing the legendary warrior, Mountain Beard Yarul. No, Dory and Brokey couldn't have. Seeing as the king's gone, you will speak for Elbaf. It can't be. The giant warrior pirates' fall crashed. I hope the chiefs are safe. Let's hurry. And we have Ripley rushing off to where the ship crashed. With carrying Frankie, and then it looks like a flying Bonnie and Lilith. Our goal is simple. You giants will serve as our battle thralls. Otherwise, we'll see just how valuable these brats are as hostages. I'm sure you're all curious about the 10 kids and where they're going, right? Okay, and we get a map. Love this. Love this. So we have the ship crash. And the ship crash has Dory, Brogy, Yasan, Ripley, and Frankie are headed there. Then at the librarian school, we have Kiddingham with Anj and Kiba. So maybe that group will go fight Kiddingham. And then we have Saul and the Straw Hats with Summers and Gunko. And then the 10 children. So I wonder who will fight who. If that group will fight Summers and Luffy's group will fight Gunko. Or if that group will fight Gunko and have round 2 this time. And maybe like Luffy's group will fight Summers. It does make me wonder how this all will play out, since this is crazy. Usually it's like there's a crew with some lower ranking members for different people to potentially fight, or there are people that are just serving non-combat roles, which I'm sure we'll have here. But with this, it's like we just have 3 like god level, like insanely powerful enemies, instead of having like the one powerful leader with, you know, maybe a couple like commanders and then the weaker characters. We just have 3 like leader level characters. I have the names of the kidnapped children. The first one is Ilva. We have her crying. Ilva, my great-great-granddaughter? Lord Yarul, Next we have Scotty. We're helpless. Olaf? A dream. This is just a dream. Captain, that's my grandson. Colleen. I have the worst luck, and that's the Usopp-looking one. Mug. I know I'm strong, but I can't stop. Ronya, I don't remember seeing this one. It's okay. Everything will work out in the end. Why did it have to be my daughter? And they have the same hair. They were on branch 8, right? I'll go save her myself. Bent. Mama's gonna be so mad. That's the one that was terrified of his mom. Johanna. At least you have parents. Oh, and she has horns, so she has ancient giant blood then. Bjorn. Just save me, at least. It was just those 9, but later on another was taken because he came to save his friends. You suck, Bjorn. How could you say something like that? Sorry. The little warrior Cologne. He makes 10. Huh? Cologne? And we have Ripley's reaction. With Yasan now here. You hear that, Ripley? Our boy sure is something. This isn't the time to brag. Now, we'll make our demands. Listen closely, Elbaf. Warriors have no need for schools. They don't need libraries or their pointless history either. Set them ablaze and swear your allegiance to us. If you don't, we're gonna kill your kids off one by one. Help save us. The hell did he just say? We know where the kids are. Let's go save them. I'll smash them to bits, and we have the Dory, Brogy, Frankie, Ripley, and Yasan group. Elder Yarul, the choice is yours. Mine? Please wait, that's too cruel. We have Anj speaking up. This school is a symbol of Elbaf's peace, and the library not only safeguards our long history, but also the secrets of the world that the scholars of Ohara sacrificed their lives to protect. It doesn't just belong to Elbaf. You sure are a big mouth. Robin, don't do it. And we have Chopper whispering to her. Yasan, please! And he darts off. On it. I'm not going to let it happen. And we have Robin and Yasan both saying it. An unlikely duo springs into action. Or maybe, instead of those groups I had, maybe we'll get like other characters fighting later. But this would be cool if, for right now, we know Killingham is at the school. So if we get Killingham versus Scopper, with Scopper, you know, maybe taking out Killingham to free everybody from this, like, sleep control, any paralysis or anything like that. And then we have Robin fighting against, because Summers is on the move right now, maybe Robin fights against Gunko for a bit until somebody else can jump in. Because I feel like it's not going to be just Robin versus Gunko, because again, we only have 3 villains. Maybe Robin fights for a bit before she gets back up from others. Like the other Strats join in to help if the binds get freed off of them. Because we have Jinbei thinking of stuff. We have Brooke having some thoughts that we still need maybe some more explanation for. And then again, we don't know what's going to happen with Loki and Luffy once they're ready to join things. And Luffy has the, you know, monster trio with him as well. So maybe they end up fighting Summers. But yeah, either way, that's where we end for this week. Really good chapters. I still don't have more Loki backstory information, but those chapters were incredibly good. Really quick before I end the video, I guess I'll check and see if there's anything else. We did get food. I don't believe any Nika mentioned, none of this stuff. No mention of Joy Boy, I don't believe, or a new Devil Fruit. No, they were all the same ones. I don't think we didn't have any, like, silhouetted characters, as in, like, we're not supposed to know who they are, or they're a mystery or anything. So I don't think you should count it like that. If you really need to count it, I guess you maybe can, because I think we had at least one silhouetted shot of Summers, but of course we know it's Summers. New named characters, we had some of the kids I'm sure are new. And that is where we are. Again, I filled in tons of spaces. I just didn't get lucky on the placement of them. But either way, Carrot and Zunisha was the closest I got, it looks like, to filling in any. But either way, I need to go do a bunch of other videos and then this one as well. So you'll be seeing it when you see it, but you'll be seeing it earlier if you're a patron or channel member. So if you want to, if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more One Piece, much more on the channel. Like I said, the opening and ending video should be up, so go check that out. If you want to help support the channel by sharing or by dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. And if you want to help support the channel, get your name here at the end of videos, and get these One Piece videos a bit early, then you can hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan, Holly, and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, FR Nono, JA, and the D-Ban, Jeriton Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pateo Diallo, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.